It's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon is getting installed, setting it all up and getting ready to take a look at what's been happening online. We're looking at a couple of particular things here tonight with very much a French flavour. And the first one concerns one François Hollande. If you don't know who he is, well, he's the man tipped by many to outdo Nicolas Sarkozy and become president come next May. He's the socialist contender.
That's right, Mark.
Over to you, sir.
So anyway, you see, the whole thing in the run-up to these elections is you have to have a political slogan. You have to have all sorts of little gimmicks to insert the whole campaign into the head of the voters so he will never, ever forget who you are again. So anyway, let's take a look at this latest gimmick in the Socialist Party, I suppose, armoury or whatever. And here it is. It's a video. Let's take a listen and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Le changement, c'est maintenant.
Le changement, c'est maintenant. Le changement, c'est maintenant.
Le changement, c'est maintenant. Le changement, c'est maintenant.
Changement!
It looks like one of those things that you see on the race courses where the sort of guys are doing the tic-tac sort of calling the odds, doesn't it? You know.
So another person would say it looks like Madonna's Vogue.
What is it about? That's the other one, isn't it? That's the other one.
Le changement, c'est maintenant.
That's it.
Well, you see, it looks a little bit like if we just... It does, right. You see, and the whole... There's a line over... there's a line over Le changement, c'est maintenant, and there's a line under Le changement, c'est maintenant. If we have a look in the computer, I can show you exactly. So it's sort of trying to mimic that. And you see, I think the idea is it gets people talking. It gets people trying to figure it out.
Us talking.
But you know what it's got? Some people saying online, perhaps this was inspired by a film from the year 2000 called Hey Dude, Where Is My Car? Look out for Ashton Kutcher in this next clip.
Okay.
Zoltan! We are finally going to fulfill our prophecy of outer space travel.
Le changement, c'est maintenant. You see, is this the inspiration? Maybe.
Will
Who
they wrap
knows?
themselves in bubble wrap too? That's probably one of the things, isn't it?
There you go. That might be the next one. Bubble wrap going to the voting booth.
Well, like I say, it gets people talking, but we talk anyway because that's what we do for a living. That's it. Okay. What's next, James?
All right, Hervé Morin, another French politician who's really been getting up to silly antics, but this time it wasn't intentional, right? So he was going down to Nice in the south of France last Sunday, and he was speaking at a campaign rally. He's also a presidential candidate for the much smaller Le Nouveau Centre party, and so he was evoking problems in history, how France has had greater problems in the past than it has today, and he said that he was more or less, what he actually said is, when I was there for the Normandy landing. Now,
Hang on, how old is he?
He's
not that old,
He
is
was
he?
born in 1961. The
Okay.
Normandy landing was in 1944. We have a clip of this as well, Mark. This time, take a look out for the girl in the background who doesn't seem to believe what he's saying.
Okay.
I have seen the Allied troops arriving in Normandy. We have lived through much, much greater difficulties in the past than those we're experiencing today.
She's kind of looking at him in a sort of...
She's like, you were born in 1961. What
Almost patronising way.
What
Yeah.
are you talking about? So we'll have a quick look online because this has become a big thing now on Twitter. And there's a hashtag called, what is it again? Morin McFly, after Marty McFly in Back to the Future. So what people have been doing is they've been placing him in all sorts of historical events. Oh, this is General de Gaulle, or de Gaulle in French. Oh, Hervé Morin encouraged me to go to London in June 1940. The next one is, oh, I was in Rouen when Joan of Arc was burnt. That was back in the 15th century. Hervé Morin juiced the rest of the orange from Adam and Eve. And here, this one is even in Spanish. There's a guy talking about the battle between the Gauls and Caesar. And then this guy thought he was being very smart indeed. But wait a second, I found an archive photo of Morin McFly at the Normandy landing. And look what they've done there. They've just inserted him at the bottom of the screen. So I suppose, and he did say on Twitter, actually, it's worth pointing out that he is from Normandy. And when you go to Normandy, you have the American cemetery, you have other cemeteries like that. And he said, the Normandy landing is part of our DNA. That's what I meant.
It is a big story there,
Right.
but clearly he maybe got his dates slightly wrong. Although the feeling maybe was right.
Right.
James, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks indeed, Mark.
James Creedon, as ever, with Media Watch.